Mucho Spanish.
Oh.
I know so mucho Spanish.
Is everything here that is supposed to be muted?
Yeah.
We're gonna have 3 coming at once.
No.
I don't believe so. Okay, here we go. I think we're live.
Yeah.
Juan, are there any rules about adding the word Don before your name in Spanish?
Don Juan.
Don Juan.
Like Don Diego, is there a reason? What is the Don? Does that just mean like
Lord, from a high family?
can I just start introducing myself as Don David?
Sing.
Don David.
I'm doing it.
Margot, we miss you too. She misses us already,
So
which is awesome.
today after Mass, my mom said, "Did you meet Margot Basso?"
And your mom isn't
I
even
saw you meet, or she said like, "I saw you met Margot Basso. What was she like?" It was super funny. So let me just tell you, Margot, if my mom knows who you are,
Who doesn't have social media.
isn't on Facebook at all,
You're a pretty big deal.
yeah.
Okay, listo?
Yeah, let's do this one.
Warning, the Catholic Man Show contains high levels of manliness. It's simple, really. You either want to grow in virtue and holiness, or you want to be a sissy, whiny baby. If you choose to move forward, grab your whiskey glass, because the Catholic Man Show is starting right now.
Welcome to the Catholic Man Show. Adam Minahan here, sitting with David Niles in studio with Juan at the buttons. What?
It's not my name anymore, bro. We just talked about this.
Oh,
I'm Don
David. Sorry.
Can't get no respect around here.
I actually thought that I said your name wrong. Like I didn't say David Niles, which I've been doing that all day today. It's like thinking I said one thing and said it something totally different.
Oh,
so
yeah?
I was like, oh no, I did that. So I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. Don David.
Don David.
I'm going by that because I'm currently listening to the audiobook The Mark of Zorro.
Oh, sweet.
Juan told me to listen to it. He said it's really, really good.
Fun fact, The Mask of Zorro was one of my favorite movies for a brief time growing up.
Oh, I'm totally going to watch it when I'm done with
The Mask of Zorro?
Yeah.
Oh,
But the movie is The Mask. Yeah. So far, it's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. It is really good.
Dude, it's been a long time since I feel like since we've been
Totally.
in the
I was
studio.
gonna say that.
Like, and it's without a guest. So
Or even at all. I feel like I haven't been here in forever.
well, even yeah, but especially without a guest,
Right.
because the last I don't know 4 or 5.
I beat you.
So we're gonna have beer this evening. We're gonna have a beer that we're gonna drink, brought to you by Juan Posada, our producer and best friend.
Don Juan Posada.
Don Juan Posada. He brought us a Founders beer that is exclusively you're only able to buy
Wow, it smells good.
at the Foundry. He was at the Foundry coming back from vacation, and he bought us Mucho Lupo.
Oh, you want me to open this
Lupo.
for you? I was like,
Mucho Lupo.
I have one already.
It's part of their Mothership series.
Here
And
you
it's
are,
an IPA
Don
that's
Juan.
supposed to be extremely aromatic, and it's 7.1% alcohol.
It is very aromatic. The citrus is like from far away. I
you
can
can-
still
you can
smell
smell
it.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this is going to be piney. You can tell.
it's going to be pretty good. But
I'm
again,
excited.
you can only get it at Founders.
Yeah, I like what the back says.
This one was brewed about 1 month
ultra
ago.
limited.
Ooh, I almost spilled.
Whoa, dude.
Careful.
That would be alcohol abuse. You know that?
Okay, let's do this. We're on the Lord's team.
The winning side.
So raise your glass.
cheers
cheers.
to Jesus.
Give a toast to Juan.
You give a toast to Juan.
Okay.
I'll get my own toast.
Yeah, Juan's in there. I'm gonna give my own toast because I'm gonna do way better than you guys. Juan, may your sainthood be as fruitful and pungent as the smell of this beer.
Cheers.
Cheers. I don't know if pungent was
Pungent?
I don't think pungent was the right word.
It's
But,
like kind of one of those
like,
things that
it smells like bad.
when you're trying not to say something bad about it, it's like, it's pungent.
It's
You
a
know,
delicious
it's like
beer, though.
when you call something different, like that's
different. Yeah. That's what we get a lot of times whenever we
I hope your sainthood is
different.
pungent.
That's what we get a lot of times whenever when my parents ask, "Hey, what names are you thinking about naming the new baby?" And we kind of throw a couple names out there just to see,
Like Eusebius.
yeah, like Eusebius,
Yeah.
Athanasius,
Right.
and we get their reaction. And they're like, "Well, that's one."
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, yeah, that is one.
Yeah.
So, but they always follow it up with, "Well, have you thought about this name?"
What about John? Or Bob?
So,
You don't meet any baby Roberts.
oh, I do.
A baby? You know a baby named Robert.
Mhm.
Oh.
Dude, how was your vacay? You
was
take
awesome.
you take like a 6 weeks vacation in the
Yeah,
summertime.
yeah. We decided to extend it to 6 months this time.
Very interesting.
You know, it just goes by so fast. But
Yeah.
it was muy excelente. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
This episode brought to you by the language Espanol.
the actual language.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's like Sesame Street.
Nice. We're the Sesame Street of Catholic podcasts.
But yes, we have a cabin. It's built by my great uncle 80 years ago. It is an actual log cabin and is still standing. From what we can tell by looking at it, it's still structurally sound.
Does it feel damaged?
I mean, we still go there and sleep in the cabin, you know, like
Right.
every year. It seems fine. It seems good. But it is 80 years old. Holding up, though, remarkably well for, I mean, it's just straight up log cabin. Like the wood on the outside is the same beam as the wood on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like a log cabin.
Right.
Yeah. It's in northern Michigan. The weather up there is beautiful
Especially in the summertime.
this time of year.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, in 6 months, the weather will not be so lovely unless you like ice fishing and a lot of snow. Like a non-stop snow.
Nice.
Yeah.
This last weekend, I went to the Midwest Family Conference
Yes.
in Kansas, Wichita, Kansas.
You talked to our main man, Timmy Boy?
I did
Yeah.
talk to Tim Staples briefly, but I got a chance to meet his wife, Valerie,
Lovely.
which was great. He brought all of his kids with him, which was pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
See the whole Staples clan. Juan was there. A couple council members were there.
Don Juan.
Juan, sorry. Vincent and Kent were there. We got a chance to hang out
Yeah,
with them and
yeah.
take a picture and all that kind of stuff. But I got a chance to talk to Father Donald Calloway,
Very cool.
which is super cool.
Did you give him anything? Give him a present?
No.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, you're right.
You should have given him something. Yeah.
Yes. It's so funny though because people give him like so I was his quote unquote speaker angel, which is what a speaker angel is just basically you're their assistant, you're their gopher boy.
Yeah.
You know, whatever they need, you have to go get. You pick them up from the airport, you drop them off, you do all this kind of stuff. And so one of your main like what you're supposed to do for them is when they're finished with their talk to get back to their booth, your mission is to keep them from stopping.
Like,
Because
you're sort of like the bodyguard.
kind of the bodyguard, and I apologize for him for being such a small bodyguard. That's like, sorry, dude, I'm not a very big bodyguard.
I'm feisty, though.
Yeah, but so he has to make a beeline back to the booth. If he stops, it's a huge mistake because then he gets
mistake, yeah.
swarmed and everything. But as we're walking, people are like, here, and they like give him all these rosaries. He made out like a bandit with rosaries by the end of the conference. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like,
I mean,
how many rosaries?
He says what he does is he keeps some of them to get and he gives away a couple and then he gives some to his mom, and she uses a lot of them. So
I think it is possible to own an inappropriate amount of rosaries. You know what I mean? Like,
sure, But I did get a chance to do a brief interview with him that that we're able to post on our Patreon, patreon.com.
Let me listen to
The
it,
Catholic Man
and
Show.
then I'll interlace some commentary. Like maybe it's just some background one-liners
Nice.
that'll make it seem like I was
You
there.
were there as well. I've already posted it. So
Like, huh, good one, Father. I've never thought about that.
but if you're a Patreon
Stuff like
supporter,
quotes like that. Those
Yes.
would be the kind of things I'd be saying.
like a hype man.
Yeah.
But the audio is available at patreon.com/the Catholic
Right on.
Man Show.
Right
So
on.
it was really cool. We talked about reparations.
A lot of that.
So
We could use more of it.
He nailed it on.
I
one
really
of
wish other people would start doing more reparations.
not you though.
Yeah.
He nailed it in his homily at Mass. Juan, what did you think? Yes. It was
How
so
so? Do
good.
tell.
I mean, he talked about the importance of having of reparations with it, especially for what's going on in the church. How we need our mother more now than ever. He has a new book coming out called "The Consecration to Saint Joseph" that comes out
Interesting.
January 1st, and so he talked about the importance of Saint Joseph right now in the church. How we need Saint Joseph not only in the church but also in just the world, the secular world in general, because everything is such out of order.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. And what do you do when things are out of order? You go to the Father, because the Father's the one who's supposed to order things, order your
Yeah.
family,
Yep.
and he's the universal. He's the patron of the universal church.
Terror of demons.
That's my favorite one.
Me too.
The terror of
That
demons.
is, it's maybe one of my favorite titles at all. Mm-hmm. Not that it's better than the ones given to Jesus and Mary, of course, but it's just
Right.
pretty awesome.
But
Tell the Alpha and Omega story.
oh yeah, so he was in it. He flies everywhere, right? He's flying all the time.
Yeah.
So he's at the
Like on an airplane.
yeah. He's
Yeah. Not like Joseph.
Cook. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Just
was
clarifying.
He was at the Delta Airlines, and he's in his collar and everything like that. And the gal goes over the intercom and says, "Hey, we want to congratulate Sue and Jenny on their marriage that they're gonna have. Everybody, give a round of applause." And he was like, "Dang it, I'm not gonna applaud," because it was a same-sex attraction marriage that they were quote unquote marriage that they were.
okay.
Sue and Jenny.
Right. Yeah.
So he was like, "Okay, I don't want to go up there and talk to her about this, but I'm in my, I have to do it. This is who I'm called to be." So he's like, "I have to do this. I have to take courage and do this. I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to."
So he's gonna go talk to the lady who made
stewardess.
the announcement.
Yeah. So he's leaving the
Because
airplane.
that's
He
something
talks.
that you could easily just let go.
Right. So he goes over there and he says, "I have an issue with this." And she goes, "Well, I represent Delta Airlines, and we're okay with this." And he goes, "Well, I represent the Alpha and Omega, and we're not."
Nice.
It was like a mic drop moment. It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, you're gonna name drop?
Yeah,
Okay.
We'll be right back. We're on the Lord's team.
The winning side.
So raise your glass.
That's a good close.
Oh, Delta? That's cute.
Yeah. I represent the Alpha and the Omega. He said he didn't even think about it. It just hit it that was his reaction.
St. Paul tells us, don't prepare a defense.
So
It was so
I have
awesome.
to confess though, during that mass, I did something I never did, and I'm thoroughly ashamed though. When he said that story, I wooed. Woo!
Oh, you whooped.
I whooped.
Woo is like what you do to a woman to win her heart.
Oh.
Yes.
No, I did whoop, like a celebration.
Mm.
And then I was like, I just whooping mass. Okay, bro. I got too carried away.
It was a movement of the Holy Spirit.
Alright. Parte dos?
Yes, we have no questions, so we can
See.
continue.
Sí, sin Don Juan. Welcome back to the Catholic Man Show. Mi amo Don David. I'm here with Adam Minahan. Don Juan is our producer man here in the studio with us. The thing, Adam, is that Don Adams sounds terrible. So sorry, bro.
That's okay.
You don't get to be cool today.
That's all right.
You can be cool later, though.
I'll just
Maybe.
take that.
Yeah.
That's fine with
I
me.
mean, you admit it does sound bad.
It does bad. Yeah, it does sound bad.
It's like Don Adams. Like, no, I can't allow you to do that.
I don't blame you.
I might fight you. I mean, like, not you, but just hypothetically, if someone were to do that. Some things you just can't allow. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Okay. The man gear for today.
It's nice that we're getting back to tradition.
Yeah.
For a while there, we were not.
Back to the familiar.
Yes, we weren't doing the drink gear topic because when we
Got
bring
these high caliber guests,
right when we bring guests in, a lot of times we record in the morning time and we want to talk to them extensively about a certain topic.
Yeah.
And so we don't drink a whole, really.
We don't drink like a whole lot.
Well,
I mean,
we drink
I mean, a little bit. But.
Always.
We
in
did have
moderation.
mimosas one time.
Yes, we
The
did. have
mimosa was like brilliant. Somebody really thought about that. Like, hey guys, how can we drink in the morning?
Yeah.
We'll add orange juice.
Yeah.
Because that's a breakfast thing, so it's fine.
Right.
It is funny because it's like, oh, you're drinking in the morning. Oh, it's a mimosa. Oh,
Yeah.
mimosa. It's like total free pass.
Right.
As if that's not still drinking, but it is.
Right.
It's just funny.
Just like the Bailey's cream with coffee.
Oh, yeah, I guess you can do that in the morning.
Yeah.
But Bailey's is so low in alcohol anyway, and then you dilute it. You know what I mean? It's really hard to get drunk on Bailey's.
Well, we wouldn't want to anyway.
Well, but that's that's why you don't start drinking in the morning, because it can make for a bad day. But Bailey's is, it's still alcohol.
Yeah.
It's got alcohol in it. But you see what I mean. You see what I mean. What's the man gear today?
The man gear today is a Vatican flag.
The flag of the Vatican.
Yeah, that's a
Pretty
cool,
epic.
We have a American flag in the studio. We do not have a Vatican flag. That's something that we definitely need to add to the studio.
So
You
at
can
the
kind of see the
cabin,
stripes right here.
At our cabin, we have a flagpole. And we had a flag ceremony.
Nice.
Like, my mom did she was a Cub Scout leader for a long time, so she knew the, color guard, advance.
Right.
And raise the colors, that sort of stuff. So we did that. And we said the Pledge of Allegiance. And as we're saying it, I'm thinking, man, I haven't said this in forever. And it was weird to sit there and say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. I was thinking, I haven't done this in forever. And the last time I did it, I was probably a kid and didn't really think about what it was I was doing.
Or saying.
It was just kind of strange to be looking at the flag, the symbol of the country, and be pledging allegiance to the country.
That's the whole purpose.
Like, I promise to be true to this country. It's kind of a serious thing to do.
No doubt.
Do they do that anymore in schools? I don't think they do.
My mom said she's a 6th and 7th grade
Yeah?
teacher. She said they brought it back for one day, like a week, 1 day a week.
Okay.
So they're doing it one day a
Okay.
week,
All right. Well, that's better than not
Than
at all.
none.
We used to do it every day.
every single day
Every day. Pledge of Allegiance.
at the very beginning of the day.
That's right.
But yeah, the Vatican flag. That's the main gear today.
So the flag, like I said, symbol of a flag is a symbol of something. It represents a lot. And flying the flag is an important thing to do. Not just in general, a flag. It used to be a strict naval law that every ship would be flown under colors. And it was such that even pirates wouldn't not fly the colors. And if your flag went down in battle, it was one of the things that you had to almost drop what you're doing to go raise the colors again.
That's like the movie The Patriot. Remember with Mel Gibson?
Yeah,
and that's super historically accurate.
Exactly. I mean, it's basically a documentary.
Right.
Yeah. But there's just this huge symbol. If the colors go down, all your soldiers might lose hope.
Right. They feel defeated. They
Yeah,
feel
like
they're
they might think we're about to lose the war,
right.
or the battle. but you just got to keep the colors up.
Right. Do you think it's because it gives you something to unite together for? Like, it gives you something to stand, like, I'm part of this. This is something, it's a unifying symbol.
Yeah, I think so. So, it does. Like, I have an American flag outside the house.
Right.
In fact, we did an American flag not too long ago as the man gear.
You know what's funny about that? That episode, we never aired it.
We didn't?
No.
Why not?
I accidentally deleted it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so they don't know that we did an episode on that.
I don't think you told me that. Did you tell me that?
I did not. It was something that, like, it just happened, and then other things came up.
And how many times have I reprimanded you for the way that you handle files in general on the computer?
We're digressing.
The
Vatican
how
flag.
you open old ones and then just like, instead of you opening the template again, you just open the old one and
Let's talk about
delete it and save over it. You know, like how
the Vatican flag. I accidentally deleted that episode.
After this episode, you'll sit in timeout. How old are you?
33.
100 minutes.
Okay. The Vatican flag.
The Vatican flag. So having a flag and flying a flag says a lot about you. And it says, like, this is what we stand for. There's a couple things in my mind that should be taken with thought. One is, what is above your mantle? Okay, the fireplace is like the heart of the home. It should be the thing that you put right above the fireplace and on the mantle is a symbolic area. Whether you know it or not, it is. So think about that. Also think about the colors that you fly, or if you fly them. American flag, great idea, especially if you're in America. America. Also, the Vatican flag would be awesome. I don't have one, but I want to get one.
I did too.
A couple things about the Vatican flag that make it unique.
Okay.
It's square.
Yeah, the official one is square.
It is not rectangle. It's a 1-to-1 ratio on the lengths of the side.
Which is interesting.
It is interesting. There's only one other official country that has a square flag, and that is Sweden. Before we started recording, we were reading the Wikipedia page of the Vatican flag. A fascinating page. I recommend a perusing if you just have nothing else to do. It's interesting to read. The current Vatican flag has only been the flag since 1929. Pope Pius XI signed the Lateran Treaty with Italy, and that was actually what created the Vatican State as it is right now.
Which makes sense, right? Because that's if it becomes its own country, then it needs its own flag.
Right, and it was modeled after the 1808 yellow and white flag of the earlier papal states. Okay, so it's got the yellow on the one side and then white on the other side, and the white side has the papal tiara and the keys.
But it wasn't always yellow and white, correct?
It was not always yellow and white. It used to be red
and yellow.
But the Pope at the time, it's in here somewhere.
Pius XII, I think?
No, that was the one who just did it. I think it may have been Pius IX.
Oh, okay.
Who ordered the changing of that in order to distinguish the Vatican army from those of from the Italians who had been incorporated into Napoleon's army.
Because they were yellow and red.
Yeah. So he's like, all right, no, we can't. We can't be having the same color.
I didn't realize Napoleon was yellow and red.
Yeah,
but
I guess, or there was that way. It was very obvious. Yeah, it's very obvious who was who. What team are you on?
Okay.
And so the keys, there's the keys on there, which are also gold and silver or yellow and white. The gold represents heavenly authority, and the silver represents earthly authority. This is the thing about flags and crests. You know that
it tells a story. I love
exactly.
It's like I love the story behind it.
And so, like, we're saying a lot with this flag. It's like we're saying the church has not only heavenly authority, the authority of the Alpha and the Omega.
Right.
It also has authority over Delta.
Right.
Okay. And earthly powers.
Right.
And that kind of could get us into a lot of other things about where does the authority versus the church versus the state, who's supposed to govern what. The church doesn't actually claim absolute authority over all governing authority. It actually says, no, we're here to govern the spiritual realm of the world and let the local governments govern other things. But that's not really what we're talking about. So get a flag, order one, and fly it. It's also super awesome when you see someone flying the Vatican flag.
Yeah. The Apollo story.
Oh, Apollo 11 was they took a Vatican flag to the moon.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Vatican flag to the moon.
She has authority at the moon.
Yes.
In the universe.
Well, if it represents God and their church and his church, then
I'm guessing that the Vatican is the only country that claims authority over the entire universe.
I don't know if it claims that.
It does. Well, I don't know.
Vatican. I don't know.
She should.
Whether they know it or not.
Right.
But this is going to bleed in perfectly to our topic today because I'm actually kind of excited about our topic because we're going to talk about, I like to call it Catholic dad hacks, or we're bringing the faith into the home. How do we do that? How do we bring the faith into the home for our family, for our kids?
Yeah.
Make it kind of fun and cool and not like weird. You don't want to do it weird, like in a weird way. So go get a Vatican flag. That's a great way to bring your faith into the home. We'll be right back. I'm Adam Minahan. You're Don David. Cheers.
You can say Don David.
Don David. It sounds.
I like Don David better.
It sounds just doesn't. It doesn't have the same charisma.
Don David Jingleheimer Smith.
There's a wholesaler who comes into my office whose name is John Jacob. I think it's John Jacob Smith.
So
it's like, oh, that's too bad, man.
In Spanish, that song is Juan Pedro Pablo, John Peter Paul of the Sea. Juan Pablo Pedro.
Hey, so Justin really appreciated that I just totally owned up to the about that episode didn't air. He's like, I love how he totally owned it. He was like, yeah, about that. I deleted it. It's no longer a thing. Drinks beer. Completely gone.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that was one.
In Christ the King.
Yeah, that was one at Christ the King when we did it live.
I guess we're gonna have to have the American flag another year.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again. We did it. We did the topic. The topic was piety, and so we'll have to do that again at some point. I'm taking this fourth one. I opened it. You guys can share it with me if you would like.
Is it good? I like it.
I like the beer. Yeah, it's really good.
It's very refreshing.
You guys can share this one.
It doesn't have as much flavor as I expected. The smell was so much. I was expecting all this flavor. It has a lot more. The smell is much richer than the flavor. That being said, the flavor is still very good. I mean,
but it's also 7%.
Yeah.
So it's usually higher ABV, more flavor. Is that
no
linear relationship?
No.
No, because stouts are often very low alcohol percentage, and they would be the.
But with the hops.
No, I don't think so. I don't know for sure, but I think you could have a lot of hops in a beer that has low alcohol and a lot of flavor.
Well, the Hercules double IPA from the Great Divide is like 10% alcohol, and it's not super hoppy.
Okay.
Yeah, the alcohol percentage and the flavor, I don't think are really necessarily connected.
I guess I just associate with something like barrel aged that is high ABV and strong flavor.
Yeah.
If we had Father Ketterer here, he would tell you.
I think that in some ways, if they're going to barrel age a beer, they want to make it a higher ABV. You kind of want to give, if you're going to take the trouble to barrel age a beer, you want to give it all the points you can. Make it good in this way and good in this way. I don't know if there's a reason. I mean, maybe you need a higher alcohol one to withstand the aging process, So
that makes sense.
I'm only speculating.
Acid decay is still
right. I don't know.
And that's how the IPAs started.
Yeah. They started brewing higher alcoholic beer to make it to India. one of the few beers the Catholic Church didn't start. Are we ready?
Let's do this.
Are we
Yeah,
ready?
let's do this. Come on, Juan.
The word is please.
Pour, favor.
Pretty please.
With favor. Would you do it with favor,
With
please?
favor.
I'm going to call you Don Juan from now on.
I'm all in support of that.
Don Juan
Isn't
Pablo.
it great?
Don Juan Pablo.
It's got it
It
all.
really is.
It's
Like,
got, like the action, the romance.
I was expecting it to be good because you said it was going to be good, but it's like really good.
Okay, let's get going. Please. Welcome back to the Catholic Man Show. Drinking on a IPA from Founders, their Mothership series. Juan brought it to us. Very good. It has the aroma is crazy when you pour it in. It's like wow,
just
the
the opening the beer. I just like whoa.
Yeah, the mosaic hops really pound.
Is that
your
what's in
face.
here? Is that what's in here?
Yeah, it's a mixture of several hops. I think it's 4
I
hops.
dig the mosaic hops.
Me too.
I dig them.
Me too. The taste is really good. It's not as strong of flavor wise as what the aroma is, in my opinion. Do you guys agree?
I agree
or disagree.
And I said that very thing.
It's a great beer though. We just got done talking about the Vatican flag, and
Speaking of Mothership, this is also another great idea. I did this, and I think that guys, you should do this too. When we got a van, I just Googled Mothership bumper sticker, and I didn't tell my wife about it, and I found this sticker for the window. It just says the Mothership, and I just put it on there. I didn't say anything about it.
which is a bold move.
Yeah, but she thought it was really funny, and so now the van, it's the Mothership.
The Mothership.
Yeah. So we have
Pretty cool.
we have the Mothership, and then we have this stroller that you can push 3 kids around in. It's a pretty sweet stroller. I call that the command center.
Nice.
Yeah.
The command center.
Also, I recommend having sweet names for the stuff that you have.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Way to go.
My car's Echo Base.
Echo Base.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that. So our topic today, I'm really excited about this topic because it is a topic that is not super philosophical or like deep.
Good.
Yeah,
Your strong suit.
which is like good because it's not my strong suit. But it's more practical. It's like ways
yeah.
of passing on the faith to your kids in a cool way. Like before the break, I said not in a weird way. I think you know what I mean by that, right, Dave? You know the dads who like really try to push the faith in specific instances where it's like, listen, bro, we're just throwing the football. You know, you don't have to throw out the history behind it and how it links to some way of the faith.
Yeah, and it's not the stuff that you do necessarily. Often it's the execution. It's the way you do it. You know, that makes it weird. I think very often it kind of gets weird when you try to force pious behaviors.
Right.
Okay, so if you're not doing them out of a sense of piety, like real piety, and actual love of Jesus and his church and desire to pass something good onto your children, and I think if you try to force it, then it can get weird, especially when your kids get a little bit older.
Right.
You know, our kids are young, and so they don't have that social weirdness.
There's a lot of room for error.
Right.
On our part.
They're not gonna be like, Dad, you're embarrassing me.
Right.
You know,
Because we're still super cool.
at 4 years old.
We're
Right.
super, like,
And
we're
they don't
very
even
cool.
They don't even know to be embarrassed. I mean, if they're gonna be embarrassed, it's not because of stuff I'm doing.
Right.
Okay. Like you wore Christmas socks today,
Right. Yeah.
and it's July.
Right.
That's embarrassing.
So I have 15 things.
It's August. It's not July. It's
It's
August.
August now. But I have 15 things.
You do?
Yeah, but we're not going to be able to go
That's
through
a
them
lot
all.
of things. That's a lot of things.
Well, this whole topic,
how are they ordered? How are they arranged?
the way I would like them.
Hierarchical?
No, the way I want them.
Hierarchical.
This topic, though, I have given a lot of thought to because I'm in the process of potentially
Maybe
potentially writing a hypothetically speaking, writing a book, and this is kind of in the realm of this book. So, do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
Well, I can't read your list.
No. I want you to know, like, you come up with what you do at your house.
Oh, about Catholic dad hack stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we do memory work.
Okay, explain.
And really, this is not so much a dad thing as much as it is just a home life thing, because really my wife is the one who does this most of the time. Like, she works on it, and then the kids will kind of perform for me at dinner. You know, they like to show off what they can do.
Right.
And so she has this memory box, and I really actually love this because our girls, our oldest is 4, the next is 2.5, and we have a 1-year-old, but she can't recite any poetry yet. Okay,
she's close. She's getting there.
Right. She's getting there.
Right.
We're still working on our Latin conjugations.
Right.
But the other girls can quote several poems. I would bet they can quote a lot more poetry than the average adult, even though it's children's poetry.
Sure,
that's okay because they're children.
Right.
So in the midst of, like, she'll do some poetry like How to Catch a Fish, or Ooey Gooey. Ooey Gooey was a worm, a mighty worm was he. He crawled up on the railroad tracks, the train he did not see. So Ooey Gooey.
That was a good one.
Yeah, actually we got that from Andrew Pudawa.
Nice.
It was on his website. And then, but also she puts in Bible verses and puts them to, like, she'll just make up a tune. Always make up a tune if you're trying to memorize something.
Absolutely.
Always. You'll memorize it twice as fast.
Right. And that
but this dad hack.
Right.
Our kids are learning important scriptures. I mean, we're not just like opening up randomly the Bible. We're picking good, like important ones to know.
Well, to piggyback off of that, my boys have learned, memorized all of the books of the Bible up and all of the Old Testament and halfway through the New Testament.
I was wondering how that was going, what your progress was.
We have all the Old Testament down, which is the toughest part. It's the longest, and it has the craziest names, which is tough to teach. Your boys, Zephaniah, Zechariah, all these crazy Habakkuk, Haggai, all these like crazy.
Habakkuk, is that how you say it?
That's
Habakkuk.
I say Habakkuk. Yeah.
I have no idea.
So my dad actually taught us all the books of the Bible to memorize them.
Yeah.
And it was a game. What he did was he said, okay, at the end of the night, he said, we're going to memorize 5 of them. And we memorized 5. And then the next night, we're going to memorize the next 5. But before you can memorize the next 5, you have to recite the 5 before. Well, if you have a bunch of kids, it now becomes a game. Who can remember it?
Yeah.
And so we just kind of made up a song. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers.
It doesn't have to be like a beautiful melody. Just
right.
Any tonation becomes because you start using a different part of your brain for the memory.
But it was such a huge help for me later on, because what happens is when you memorize things early, especially with a tune, you don't have to recite it forever, for months, years and years, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, I know this, and you can recite it word for word.
Yeah, like there's all these children's songs. I remember my mom playing in the car when I was 5 and 6.
Right.
I can still sing a lot of them.
Right. And so it was a huge help for me that my dad taught me that growing up, because when you're at a Bible study or something like that, and they're like, okay, we're going to go to,
Jeremiah.
And you're like, okay, is Jeremiah in the New Testament or Old Testament? And what part of the Old Testament?
Right. How early in the song is it? It should be about right here. Yeah.
Right. And so you have this, this confidence in being around other people, like talking about your faith, which I think is very important. You need to have a little bit of confidence in your faith around other people. So anyway, memorizing the Bible, the books of the Bible in order is one that we do with our kids. Yeah. And it's working very well.
We're working on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in Latin right now.
Ooh.
Mica Mica Parva Stella, Mira Quenam Sistam Bella.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go to the next one?
Yeah, we're starting. No, what's on? Let's do your list.
Okay. The next one I have is celebrating their baptism day.
Yes.
Instead,
I do that. I get my girls flowers on their baptism day.
It's important to celebrate your birthday, naturally. I mean that, but how much more important is it to celebrate your baptism day?
Totally.
And knowing what your baptism day is. June 22nd, 1986 for me. So I mean, and it makes it a big deal. Like, hey, this is when you became part of the body of Christ.
Yeah.
The sacraments are extremely important, and we're going to reflect. That's going to be a reflection within our home
Mm-hmm.
that they are very important. So we're going to celebrate it.
Yeah. And likewise, their feast days. So the feast days of a saint who is their namesake.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Elizabeth
Colby
is your
is
your daughter's
Maximilian
name.
Colby is coming up. I was trying to remember because we're starting a novena tomorrow. And I don't remember if it's Bernadette or Colby, but
Okay.
it's one of those.
Mm-hmm.
In about
Okay, so that piggybacks
and so
on
we do the
another
same
one.
thing on their feast days.
Oh man, we only have 2 minutes. Okay, so that piggybacks on another one though. Is have it like declare a family patron saint.
Yeah.
So that way your family can have a saint to pray to all together in unison.
Mm-hmm.
So Saint Gerard is ours. When Haley and I were married, we were told like we're gonna have an extremely tough time having kids. We may not even have the opportunity to have kids. Saint Gerard is the patron saint of expectant mothers. So that was like we said, okay, if it's God's will, that's fine. But we're gonna start praying to Saint Gerard, and we're now we have 5 kids.
Yeah.
One's in heaven, and we have the 4th on the way, or the 5th on the way. And so Saint Gerard is our patron family saint.
Mm-hmm. And you don't pray to him as a joke.
No, because
It's serious stuff.
he answers prayers.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's another important one. Is like let's have a family patron saint.
It's a great idea.
Do you guys have one?
We do not have an official patron saint for our family.
Okay. I
think it would be my wife. She would be the patron saint of our family.
Okay.
I'd like to dedicate this episode to my wife. Pamela, you're beautiful, and I love you.
Another one that I can do pretty quick is the family rosary. Everybody talks about how do you pray the family rosary, where it's how do you get your kids involved? How do we do it? Especially if it's like I don't know how to pray the family. Like I don't know how to pray the rosary very well. I'm the leader of the family. How do we do this? We use a wall rosary, and those big gigantic rosaries that you can find online or in your local Catholic book and gift store. And whoever is leading the rosary gets to hold the big wall rosary.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
And so that, like, if you have younger kids, they feel like, yes, I get to have the big rosary as I'm leading the rosary. And it gives them something like this sense of, I'm a part of this. I'm doing, I'm the leader of this with a big rosary. That's an easy one, but
Totally.
I think it's a good way to just incorporate the rosary into your family.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get back, we're going to continue this list. We're on the Lord's team.
The winning side.
So raise your glass.
Hey Dave, one of your hacks is the bishop at the end of the meal prayer.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Yeah.
I've incorporated that.
Have you?
Yeah.
It feels good to do that.
It does.
It's like, yes.
Don't say it.
We should be. What happened to your hand?
Oh, I was.
Were you axing?
It's chopping wood. I have these soft hands sometimes, and so
How'd
whenever
it feel though?
I have this theory about chopping wood.
Tell me.
That there's very few problems that you have in your life that cannot be solved by chopping wood.
Okay.
Because it is so therapeutic, and it's just one of those, like, you're by yourself, it's quiet, you still have to exert, but there's not a whole lot of mental energy that's being put into it.
Or maybe because you're not actually going to solve any of the problems by chopping wood, but they will help you deal with the problems.
Deal with them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It just feels
If you could
so
really just
good.
chop the wood and all of a sudden, like,
your problems,
the problems
are solved.
would be corrected, that would be amazing.
Unless you're cold and you need a fire.
That actually is true. That one does.
Even if you don't have a family, you can pick your. I think it's okay to pick a saint.
Yeah. And then when you get married, it's okay. I mean, like, you have a saint when you're confirmed. Then when you get married, you could you don't have to wait to have kids to pick a family saint. I mean,
Oh, Jim, do you know what Jim said? I bet that Adam's kitchen dry erase board is on the list, and I did not add that to the list.
oh really?
But I think
saw him say that, and I thought, yeah, that's definitely on the
it's
list.
not on my list. But I
Let me
have
see your list.
no.
I want to see it,
You
bro.
can you can see it afterwards, maybe.
Go to timeout right now. I'm not waiting.
But I have like over. I think I'm at like almost 300 Catholic dad hacks at this point.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a lot, dude.
I know. Well, if you're writing a book, not all of them are going to make it. Not all of them are great. So you got to have a lot.
Yeah. I guess so.
At least I do. Okay. You want to keep going? Let's keep
I'm
going.
just so good at hacking fatherhood. I just hack it all the time. I'm like Bill Gates over here hacking stuff.
Bill Gates doesn't hack.
You don't know. He could be the best hacker.
Like McAfee or whatever it is. What's that?
McAfee?
McAfee. What is that? What it is? The antivirus software guys.
He's like a fugitive or something.
I'm just hoping this combo.
Good job, Juan.
Welcome back to the Catholic Man Show. I'm Don David, Lord of the Family of Niles. Here with Adam Minahan. Lowly Father.
I'll take it. I'm good with that.
And of course, Don Juan.
Yes.
Need I say more?
Your next Catholic hack.
Okay, so this is a combination of things. My wife's family, after the prayer before meals, you bless the Lord, they would always say, and bless the cooks. They just throw that in at the end. And then one day we found out in Wichita, it's a thing to say, bless the bishop at the end of the prayer. And so we do both. So we say the prayer, these are gifts for baptism, into Christ our Lord, amen. Bless the cooks and the bishop. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. So it just, I don't know why, but it feels right to every meal pray for the bishop. We should be praying for our bishops.
No doubt. No doubt we should be.
And this is a really good way to just build it in. We need to get back to, and I say this about myself, viewing the bishop as our father. You know, that it's almost through him that we are saved. Because he is the one who brings the authority to us. You know, all of the priests, they celebrate and exercise their authority through him. Because the bishop he has the fullness of the priesthood, you know, and he is the authority. He's our apostle.
Right.
And so it is really through the bishop that we have our salvation in a direct way, or indirect way, in a local way. A local way.
Let's go geography.
I want to avoid philosophical terms in a local way.
It's interesting that you keep bringing up hacks that like piggyback off of one of mine, which was invite a priest to dinner.
Yeah.
Because and the importance of keeping, having a priest in your house, for dinner and getting your kids familiar with just being around priests and like, hey, he's your father as well. He's your spiritual father.
Yeah.
So we should invite him over to have dinner. And that's something I think that a lot of people don't even think about doing. They don't think about having their priest over for dinner. Priests like to eat too. They're big fans of eating.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, the polls said they're pro eating.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's a good idea to invite your priest over. You get to have a chance to just have a meal with him, talk to him, hang out with him. And one of the things that I remember growing up is when we were in our small faith groups, we had now Monsignor Gallus over, and he opened the floor and said, hey, if you guys could change anything about the way we do things in our parish, what
I remember this.
He said, what would you guys do?
We want the bells. We want bells.
Yeah, and it's so funny because when we were little, we had no idea, we didn't have any idea what the liturgical things that we were saying, like the liturgical landscape that we were going on.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want the cross, the crucifix coming down the aisle when the priest comes in. And I want, and you said, and I want the bells. And like, there's a couple other people that said a couple things, and like, it turned out, like...
we did all that stuff. Did we not have the cross coming down in the beginning?
No, we did not have the crucifix coming down.
Really?
No, we did not.
Are you allowed to not do that?
Yeah, there's a lot of parishes that don't do that.
Weak. It's weak.
So anyway, it was such a cool opportunity. There's some priests that listen to our show, that support our show, and so like.
Yeah, I remember him saying like, "Well, do you think people would know what to do with the bells?" And we'll go, "Yeah, you just tell them."
Yeah, just
tell them.
Just tell them.
And they'll do it.
Yeah.
And then we had it like within a week or two, we had bells at mass.
Right. A lot of the things that we suggested to our priest.
That's pretty sweet.
So anyway.
But all of these hacks, they're all attempting to do something, and that is create a culture of Catholicism in the house.
Right.
That is what they're all doing. It's like, hey, here's a neat way to bring an aspect so that it's like we want to eat, breathe, sleep the faith.
Mm-hmm.
We want it for our children and for ourselves. It's not just for our children.
Mm-hmm.
It's for us too. So even if you don't have kids, this is not just for them. It's
Right.
for you.
Right, because a lot of it's about teaching virtue to our kids.
Yeah.
How are we teaching virtue? You know, we have to be virtuous in order to give the virtue to our kids. We have to be the virtuous men in order to pass on the virtue to our kids. So how are we doing that? How are we implementing virtue within our family?
Yeah. So another thing that we did, once again, this came from my wife. I might be in charge, but she's the reason why our family's
She's the
holy.
idea.
Okay.
Right.
This in our family, it's sort of like Jesus is dead, Peter's in charge, but Mary's still there. You know, and he's going like,
Hey, Mary.
thanks for making everything so great.
Yeah.
You know, like that idea you gave me the other day, that worked out really good.
Right.
You know.
Speaking in tongues, I did that.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Mary, thanks for telling me that great idea.
Yeah.
But one year for Lent, my wife, Pamela, decided she wanted to sanctify her language that she used. And she came up with a few
Which we
things.
all can relate to.
Right. And so we no longer, she said, I'm not going to say going to church or going to mass. I'm going to Holy Mass.
That's what we say too.
Yeah.
Anna says Holy Mass. It's so funny. We going to Holy Mass?
Yeah.
She's 2 years
that's
old.
what our kids do. They don't
Yeah.
know that you could even say Mass.
Right.
It's Holy Mass. Or we're going to Holy Adoration or like putting the word holy before these specific things with the church so that they know this is holy.
Right.
What is like,
Words have meanings.
Right, exactly. And so now they know what it means to be holy and what things are holy. And kind of, I mean, you know, that it's sort of just like a subconscious.
Right.
That's really what we want. We want the subconscious understanding
Right.
of
the,
things.
the habitual thing that
Right.
like
So that almost like they
autopilot mode.
cannot imagine things to be any other way.
right.
This
Let me
is
give
the
you
way
another one.
things are.
Let me give you another one.
Yeah.
To help with the virtue of generosity, which is super hard for kids.
Yeah.
Before
And me.
and you,
Yeah.
especially you. Before birthdays or Christmas, have your kids pick out 4 of their favorite, whatever the arbitrary number is, 4 or 5 of their favorite toys to give away.
Yeah, I would do that. I could do that.
But right before their birthday, you know, the day before their birthday, say, okay, it's your birthday. You're going to be receiving presents, which I have an issue with the amount of toys that kids have in general. Anyway, I don't think they need that many. That's a whole side topic. But you're going to be receiving a lot
Tell
of
me
toys.
about it. It's like, where did all these toys come from?
Right, it's ridiculous.
They don't even fit in the basket.
You don't even
Okay.
play with half of them.
Right.
So it's like, I want you to pick your favorite ones, and we're going to go donate it to somebody who doesn't have toys.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be receiving new toys for your birthday or Christmas or whatever the occasion is. So let's make sure that we have that we share with the less fortunate. That's a
Yeah.
great one, I
Yeah.
think. Don't you?
Yeah, no, I do. I think it's great for other people.
It's great for other people.
You don't understand. I have drawers full of T-shirts that I think I need. Does this happen to you? I'll go through
No,
my,
dude, I
my
go-
T-shirt drawer, and it's like I have not worn this shirt in years, but
Nope.
I think I should hang on to this one.
Nope. Every year I go through my closet, and if I didn't wear it that year, I give it away. So
I don't know. It's like
I have-
something wrong with me or something, but
let's go another one. Let's do the prayer board. This is something that I'm in the process of making.
a prayer board.
Yeah,
Is this
so-
like for spanking?
This is for the family. Like everybody has prayers that they want everybody to be praying for. So what you do is you create a wooden board that you have, however big you want to do it, that you can put in front of like in the kitchen or something that everybody can see. And all you do is you have a board, and then you put clothespins on the board. And then that way, any family member at any point in time can write their prayer request and put it on the clothespin. And that way, everybody knows that, Luke wants us to pray for whatever. Jude has this prayer intention. Anna wants this prayer. So that way, we can be praying for it, and it's visible in front of our families at all times, so we can have something that we're praying for and helping each other as a family. What do you think about that one?
I think it's a great idea. Learning to pray with each other.
Right.
Another thing that I do is I once a month. Well, the first, I just picked a day. The first, I have adoration on Mondays at 5:00. the first Monday of the month, I always take one of the kids with me, and I just rotate. You know, it's kind of like a
big deal.
A date with Dad in adoration. And I think that's a really good thing to do. And we have to, for a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old to go to adoration, you have to just you don't expect them to sit there in silence. You know, so we have books, that they'll read and they'll color. You know, I mean, really, it's just about them staying quiet,
right?
And kind of maintaining reverent behavior, but bringing them with you to adoration shows them this is important. And they learn the protocol, to bow when you go in, and
right, genuflect.
Yeah, that's another thing that I really like to do.
That's a good one. Another one I have is mom missions. You like mom missions? You like that? So what mom missions are? I was trying to figure out a way to have my boys help my mom, help their mom, and like give themselves up and do something hard for their mother. So I was like, okay, well, we burn wood, we burn firewood every year. We got to go find wood, chop it up, and stack it. So we're going to go on a mom mission because our family needs firewood for the winter. Mom needs the firewood to keep the house warm. So we're going to go out and go on a mom mission, which is we're going to go find wood. We're going to get it chopped up. We're going to stack it all and get it ready. So you can do things with mom missions as small as, like, we're going to go mow the yard. And we're going to take pride in our work. And have dignity in finishing and completing their work, and so that way we can do it for our mother. And it's a way of honoring. Like we go back to like what is the dignity. What is like being able to reverence somebody. And it's for like honor. To give honor to somebody. And so we do these regular chores or regular errands or whatever it is throughout our family, and we do it for their mother. So it's a mom mission.
Another one is pray the Hail Mary when you hear the sirens, ambulance.
Yes.
We did that one time, and now our daughters, every time they hear a siren, boom, we gotta pray. It teaches them to empathize and to pray for people in need. I mean, it's kind of, might sound cheesy, but it's not. It's good.
It works.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're on the Lord's team.
The winning side.
So raise your glass.
And cheers to Jesus.
A lot of topics in the last 34 seconds of the segment.
A lot of topics in the last few minutes.
But that was good.
Well, good.
Oh no.
What's wrong?
I accidentally deleted it.
What? I accidentally deleted the episode. Yeah, the thing about that is it's no longer in existence, Dave.
What did we record that episode on?
Piety.
No. What machine?
My laptop.
I think I can get it.
Okay.
Remember before when you did that and I was able to...
Yeah, the thing about it is, though, is I deleted everything because I was trying to make room on my laptop. Remember you said, like, start deleting everything to clear up room. So, like...
I definitely only meant stuff that we didn't need.
Right.
Just for clarity.
Well, I deleted everything. All of the... Everything that is associated with Cubase.
I think it's time for your timeout. I think...
Yeah, we're getting pretty close.
Yeah.
Sit there, look at the wall, and I'll put the camera.
Yeah.
I want you to put your head against the wall.
That's what I did with Santi.
Let's see if there was any questions. Maybe...
So, Pamela right now is reading a book, The Martin Family. It's all about the Martin family. Saint Zélie.
Shocker.
Yeah. Saint Zélie and Louis Martin.
Right.
Who were the parents of Saint Therese.
Right.
Oh.
And she's like pulled a lot of good stuff out of there. Like one of the things that
Wait,
that
what did you say?
Zélie said
Hold on.
Do you want me to stop recording?
you can stop recording if you want.
Well, no, you can still keep the streaming going.
One of the things that Zélie said is that when you have a baby, you're always trying to teach them their first words, mama or dad. She says, don't do that. Teach them Jesus. Why would you teach them your name first? Teach them Jesus. Teach them to say Jesus. And it's like, yeah, nobody teaches a baby to say Jesus. Turns out it's kind of a hard word to say,
right,
for a baby, but I still work on it sometimes. I'll tell Bernadette, say Jesus, and she'll make a sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Just it's sort of like just make everything about Jesus. You know,
See?
that's the ultimate hack.
Say transfiguration.
Yeah, yeah,
Can you say transubstantiation?
yeah.
Good job.
Come on,
You
come
can
on,
do it,
you can
yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Bernadette's walking now. She walks.
Haley told me that today. Like,
She walks.
yeah, she was like, and she's like walking.
Well, she just started in Michigan. Was she walking when you were there?
She did 22 steps. That counted as walking.
See, like the week after you guys left, she started just like kind of casually walking around. She would independently stand up and walk somewhere. And now she's just walking around. It's like, you know,
Like, I'll figure it out.
she just does that now. Upgrade.
Something that we are going to release here pretty soon. We have a big announcement coming up. I'm not going to say what it is yet, but we have a big announcement coming up this month. If you guys are still, we still have 10 people listening. So we're going to be doing something this month that will be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that we'll be able to release. I want to wait and release it to our Patreon members first.
But it is big.
But it is pretty big.
All 200 of them.
Oh, the patrons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we have. Well, yeah, so we're going forward with the Catholic Man Show wine.
Oh, that's not what it was?
No, that was
I
what
thought-
we were doing this week. That's not what it is, no.
Oh, I thought that's what it was you were talking
no,
about.
but we do have... No, it's not the T-shirts either.
Oh.
Sometimes he doesn't even tell me stuff, dude.
Yeah, Dave walked in because he's been gone. Like, today was the first day that I saw Dave in, I don't know, 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I started listening like, oh yeah, and by the way, we have this, and this. He's like, wait.
Yeah, I just looked at my calendar and I said, hey, what's this wine tasting?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to have a Catholic Man Show wine coming out here pretty soon because now we have 200 patrons. But we have a big announcement of something that we're going to be participating in this month in just a couple of weeks, actually, that I'm really excited about. That'll be pretty cool. A little nervous.
As a producer, I want to be in the wine tasting.
Well, it's tomorrow,
Good.
so you can do that. So anyway, you can join us on Patreon, and you'll be the first to know. But we are releasing 4 new Catholic Man Show T-shirts soon.
This is one of them.
Yes,
Can you
that's
zoom-
one like addition. There's actually going to be. It's actually going to be a little different than that, but. We ordered all the shirts ahead of time so that way we could make sure that they were actually quality shirts.
camera?
That's your camera right there, man.
But that's the one we're looking at right there.
Well, Juan can move it.
I'll fix the tape.
Yeah.
There.
Just go to the David cam.
Don David.
Don David cam.
There you go.
There. It's the box there says we're on the winning side, the Catholic Man Show. We have
12 stars.
12 stars.
The mustache is inspiring me.
So anyway, we have 4 different Catholic Man Show shirts that'll be available. But yes, the wine will be pretty cool too because it's going to be aged in Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels. So it'll be delicious.
It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, I'm done. If you're done, anything else? I mean, there's a lot of things that you and I need to discuss.
It is
and do.
accomplished. It is accomplished.
Okay. All right, Juan. You can